Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:30 on December 2nd. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We're first taking a look at Smith River from the Lucky Sevens Casino, and we also want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at our Tuesday. And Sarah, once again, off to another chilly start, but are we expecting any fog this morning?
Oh, we definitely are dealing with some fog, especially into our west side valleys this morning. In general, today we're expecting that very chilly morning, like Carlos mentioned, valley fog and clouds, and we'll be staying mainly dry for a brighter afternoon across the region. We'll see those clouds clear their way out. Also, though, we'll be dealing with some breezy winds because we do have a weak system passing overhead that is going to cause a little bit of those gusty conditions. But looking out at Medford right now, we're seeing those lowering visibility levels, and in general, we'll see that continue through the rest of our morning. Also over in Grants Pass, visibility is at about 0 miles, so that means it is pretty dense into some areas. So plan for some extra time this morning. We are no strangers to this fog, but I do want you to be a little bit careful throughout your day today. On top of that, it is rather chilly this morning, pretty similar to yesterday morning, especially in Medford. We're back down into the 20s waking up. East side, we have 20s and teens. The exception to that chilly morning will be Christmas Valley, no longer in the single digits, but I would say 27 degrees is no fun either. Today, we're expecting those temperatures to bump up a bit. We'll be into the 50s for our west side valleys, so those highs, 50s along the coast, temperatures into the 40s east side, and we'll see 50s into Northern California. Notice that we'll be seeing mostly sunny conditions for most of the area, but we'll have to deal with those clouds breaking up throughout our day, and we'll make it there into your west side valleys into the afternoon. This morning also dealing with some calmer winds, but we're starting to see them pick up in a few areas, especially along the coast for Gold Beach, and notice that into higher elevations, winds are becoming gusty as well. Those will continue to pick up throughout the day for us, and that's kind of the difference we'll be seeing compared to yesterday. A little bit brighter, a little bit breezier, but still remaining on the dry side. I'll let you know in your next forecast when we can expect to possibly see more of that rain finally work its way back in, so I'll meet you right back here in just a bit. Carlos?
Thank you, Sarah. In our top story this morning, a bear attack has left one local woman in the hospital, and Newswatch 12 spoke with a close friend of the 52-year-old woman who was bit by the bear on Friday. She told us that the woman had went outside with a dog biscuit to get her dog away from the bear, but ultimately threw the biscuit before heading back inside when the bear charged and bit her.
When she tossed it, apparently she said that she looked down to get her footing. Next thing she knew, the bear was rushing at her, got her arm, and she pushed it off and didn't think a whole bunch of it. Then her husband drew his pistol, went to take a shot.
Newswatch 12 obtained the incident report from Oregon State Police, which says a group of people were observing the small black bear, leading the bear to become stressed and charged the woman attempting to feed the bear a biscuit. The report says another person then shot and killed the bear, and OSP says 3 people are now facing misdemeanor charges of harassing wildlife. And moving into a developing story, the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department is seeking public input on proposed policy changes as they face an $8 million budget shortfall. Proposed changes include stricter campsite cancellation policies, changes to special access pass qualifications, as well as increased parking permit fees. Oregon State Parks says the changes would help with finances while maximizing available campsites. Oregon Parks and Recreation is accepting public comment through January 15th at 5 p.m. You can submit comments online, through the mail, or email them. Oregon Parks is also holding a virtual public hearing to discuss changes on December 15th at 5:30 p.m. If the changes are adopted, they will go into effect on March 1st, and a closer look at these changes and how to submit feedback can be found on our website. In new this morning, Senator Jeff Golden has announced that he'll be running for re-election for District 3 in the Oregon State Senate. Senator Golden has held his spot as senator since 2018. According to a news release Golden sent to Newswatch 12, he says thousands of residents in District 3 are facing the loss of basic access to health care because of President Trump's attack on Medicaid and the Affordable Health Care Act, as well as a steady flow of attacks on the well-being of Oregonians. Senator Golden says a quote from Helen Keller has energized him to, quote, do what you can do, end quote, over the years of being a senator and retiring in midst of what he calls an ongoing threat will be the exact opposite of doing what he can do. And later today, the Medford Transportation Commission is taking a closer look at the 4 design options for Main Street after gathering public feedback. The 4 options for downtown are the proposal for the previous layout, the current one with a buffered bike lane, and one that reintroduces two-way traffic. The Transportation Commission is not set to make a decision during today's meeting, meaning these discussions will continue into the new year. Newswatch 12 will follow these discussions and update you on air and online. Ashland citizens are raising concerns about the city's use of herbicides in neighborhood medians. Newswatch 12's Danny Stepanovich is joining us live in studio with details on what's being sprayed, why the city says it's necessary, and what residents are saying. Danny?
Thanks, Carlos. Dozens of residents are expected to show up at tonight's city council meeting to voice their concerns about the city's use of herbicides last week. Many residents say they're worried about glyphosate, the herbicide the city acknowledges using along city medians. The city says the median improvement project is designed to reduce maintenance, conserve water, and improve safety for city workers. The National Pesticide Information tells us herbicides like glyphosate undergo risk assessments before they're approved, and when applied correctly, risk to people and wildlife is expected to be low. But for many residents, the issue isn't just about policy, it's about values.
Of Ashland are very environmentally conscious, very health conscious, organic gardeners. So seeing these things change, like the herbicide charter that seems to have been changed in the last year or two, I think most of us assumed that herbicides were extremely limited use by the city, if at all.
The city did provide the specific glyphosate product they use, but I am still waiting to hear back from NPIC about its toxicity profile and guidance for residents. We'll have that info update on our website as it comes in. In studio, Danny Stepanovich.
Thank you, Danny. A fire west of Grants Pass destroyed a UTV and a stack of hay yesterday morning, but firefighters say no livestock were hurt. Crews got to the property off Hunt Lane and found a UTV fully engulfed next to livestock stalls. Rural Metro Fire and Grants Pass Fire were able to stop the flames from spreading further, limiting damage to the building. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And the Christmas countdown is on, and the Safeway Providence Festival of Trees is ready to ring in the season. Newswatch 12's Oscar Rodriguez stopped by to catch up with the crews preparing for the Saturday's big celebration.
It will be its 34th year, as community members and businesses help transform the Medford Armory into a magical Christmas winter wonderland.
A lot of our designers, this is something that they look forward to year after year, and they come back every year, and it's a family tradition now, and that's so meaningful for us to be able to give this to the community.
Throughout its 34 years, the fundraiser has raised more than $11 million for programs and services offered by Providence in Southern Oregon. Last year, Festival of Trees helped raise money to support Providence's new cancer expansion. With more than 60 holiday design displays, some inspired by famous movies and characters like Wicked, Stitch, Harry Potter, and many more. However, there are some trees that are dedicated to their loved ones, like the Leaning Tower of Treza.
Every year, my dad and I get to do these trees together, and he usually is in charge of setting them up, and then I get to decorate them.
Kendrick McMillan and her dad designed the tree in the beginning of the year, but sadly, her dad didn't get to see it all come together, as he had passed away from cancer. The Leaning Tower of Treza is a tribute to him.
It is emotional to have this thing. My dad fought hard for a year with cancer and going to chemo every single week. And so this was able to bring him a little bit of joy and a little bit of a distraction during the hard times.
Kendra said her and her dad went to Italy together and has an inspired ornament from their trip.
My dad and I both have scooters, and so his is Winston and mine is Stella. And so on the tree, we have Santa riding a Vespa in honor of him.
Kendra will keep the tradition alive and decorate a Christmas tree every year in tribute to her dad.
There will always be one special ornament in honor of him each year, and everybody gets to search the tree to find it.
From Medford, I'm Oscar Rodriguez.
The Rogue Valley Growers and Crafters Market is kicking off its winter season, bringing local food and handmade holiday gifts indoors for the colder months. It opens today at the Phoenix Civic Center, marking the start of the market's 6th winter season. The indoor market will run December 2nd through the 23rd, open every Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Vendors will offer fresh seasonal produce, artisan goods, and homemade holiday gifts. And we've officially kicked off our annual holiday toy drive to make sure every kid gets some holiday cheer. You can drop off new or unwrapped toys at any Red Barrels at our partnering Grange Co-op locations across the Rogue Valley and in Klamath Falls. And right now, you're looking at the generous donations that we received last year. We take all the toys you donate and distribute them back to kids in the areas where they were donated. You can drop off toys at your nearest Grange Co-op location.